Hello. Today I wanted to talk about 4 things that I think you should focus on if you want to start attracting your best creative life. And I did write a blog post on it, and I mentioned 2021, because we are in the last week of 2020, and I think a lot of us are looking at 2021 with, hungry eyes. I want to just be clear that the information that I have for you in this video, as well as the blog post, isn't, just kind of relegated to this time of year at all. If you're reading the blog post in February or August, or you see this video in April and you think to yourself, oh, well, this is just applicable to the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, the information doesn't really apply anymore. That's not true. Okay. So the thing is about like New Year's resolutions or setting goals during like certain special times of the year. I'm a big one I love to setting intentions and setting goals around the new moons and during winter solstice, things like that. Because I kind of feed off of that energy, but not everybody is like that. So some people tend to maybe look at Sunday as a really great time to set weekly goals. Some people might want to focus on the first day of the month to set goals. Some people are very random about it and they just set goals when they feel called to do it. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong time of the year or of the month or the week or the day when you should set intentions or set goals or set resolutions. You can do it any time that feels good to you. So I just wanted to put that out there so that because I do often hear, well, I never set New Year's resolutions because it's just too much happening at that time of year. And so then I feel like I've lost the opportunity. And that's just an excuse that you're giving yourself. So you need to understand that setting goals, intentions, resolutions, anything like that is good at any time. There's no set schedule, okay? So what's the first thing that I think is really, really important for us to make sure we practice so that throughout the next 12 months, we can learn to rely on it because it's growing stronger and stronger, our core power. So it's so important to know that each of us has control over our lives. And even when things like a mass pandemic hit, you still have a choice about how you're going to handle it, okay? This isn't about outcome. This isn't about controlling an outcome at all. It's about controlling your journey. And that's a critical distinction, because if we're constantly thinking, how is this going to turn out for me? Or what will happen if I don't get what I want? Or what will I do if I don't get what I want? While those questions are definitely valuable and it's good to kind of have a backup plan, if we hook into the outcome too much, then we're not paying attention to the journey and the action steps that we need to take, and we'll be missing opportunities. So you absolutely need to understand that the power is within you. Okay? So you always have a choice. Even when it feels like you don't have a choice, you have a choice. So keep that in mind when you are faced with difficult situations, that you may not have control over the situation, but you absolutely have control over how you're going to handle it within and then without. So that's my first tip. And I think that the easiest way to start that practice is to start reciting affirmations about your level of power, your level of control, so that you can shift your mindset from a place of powerlessness to a place of being empowered. And once you feel that, once you believe that you do have that control, that you do have a core of power, you will absolutely be able to see, you will more clearly see opportunities within all kinds of situations. The second intention, I think, is really important to start practicing so that you can attract your best creative life, is to stand by beliefs that serve you. So we have a set of limiting beliefs, and we also have a set of thriving beliefs. We all have them. And what you need to make sure is that you know one from the other. Lots of times we have limiting beliefs that we don't even realize are limiting because we've lived with them for so long. We've believed them since we were kids. I'm not a good softball player. I'm not smart. Those beliefs probably for many of us can't come from when we're kids. And whether it's something that we just kind of took on as our own belief because we were feeling really badly about ourselves, or if somebody in our lives had told us that and had said, you're not good at softball, and then we decided we were going to hook into it as a belief. It's really, it's hard to kind of figure out which one is limiting, because what you believe will show up in your life. Okay. And this is law of attraction. And if you're not a believer of law of attraction, that's okay. I personally believe that what we believe shows up, what we think is true about ourselves or even about the world will continue to be reflected back to us through our daily experiences. And so if we believe that we're not good at softball, then anytime we, get behind the plate, or, we're out in the field, we're going to have that limiting belief. And so we're not going to play as well as we could if we actually believed that we had a talent. And so because we're getting the evidence that we're not great at softball, it's hard to understand that's actually not the truth. So you really need to work on figuring out which is which. And one of the easiest way to do it is, asking yourself, well, how does this belief make me feel? If this belief makes me feel like crap about myself, then it's a limiting belief. And if this belief makes me feel hopeful, encouraged, maybe slightly excited because there's a possibility of adventure, or slightly nervous because it means I have to step outside my comfort zone, that's a belief that's thriving for you, and it's asking more of you because it's your true self. It's your true self knows that you can do anything you want, that you can create your own reality, that you have everything you need to create the life that you want. But you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. So absolutely stand by the beliefs that serve you and make that a practice. Again, affirmations are a huge help with this. The third intention that I think would be really, really helpful for you to help you attract your best creative life is to build a community that matches your beliefs. So first, you got to figure out your beliefs that serve you, right? The thriving beliefs. Figure those out. What are they? Now, go find your people. Go on social media sites that are reflective of the kind of a person you want to be in 2021. Who do you want to be as a creative in 2021? How do you want to show up? How do you want to give back? Hang out on social media sites that fulfill that mission, okay? Stop watching the news. I stopped watching the news and I decided to get my updates from my son because he is, he watches the news faithfully, and that's his choice, and that's fine. I chose to stay away from the news as much as I possibly can because it was putting me in a fear-based state. Obviously, you need to make the choice that's right for you. So, take it with a grain of salt. When I say stop watching the news, you need to make your own decision, of course. I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek. You absolutely have to find the social media sites. You have to find the news channels that fulfill you and make you feel good and give you hope and make you feel like, you know what, I can do something about this. I don't like the sounds of what's happening in that country, so this is what I'm going to do about it. I don't like the sounds of what's happening to the people in these people in my community, and this is what I'm going to do about it. That's a much better place to be than going to social media sites where you feel like you don't have a lot of choice, where you feel like you don't have a lot of input, where you feel like you don't have any power whatsoever. So find a community that matches your beliefs and grow from there. You would be amazed at how better you'll feel about yourself when you're surrounded by people who feel the same way you do, who have the same values and the same beliefs as you do. The fourth intention, I think, that would be really great for you to help you attract your best creative life is to set goals for your creative journey. Now, I want you to be very, I want you to be aware that goals don't need to be the end all and be all of anything, right? Because some people just don't like setting goals. What I want you to look at here with what I tend to look at goals as is less, they're more about being a growth point. Okay. When you set a goal, you are inviting the opportunity for growth. You may fail at the goal, and that's okay, because it was an opportunity for growth. All that happened, even if you fail the goal, what has happened is you have grown in the process of achieving or trying to achieve the goal. And as long as you're growing, you can't fail. So the word failure then becomes, it's null and void. There's no failure as long as you're trying. So set your goals for your creative journey. Set yearly goals. What do you want to accomplish by the end of 2021? Maybe set markers along the way. Every month, this is what you want to plan on doing. These goals will absolutely help you stay accountable. They'll help keep you excited about your journey because it's something to look forward to. And when you know that the goal is actually just helping you grow, rather than looking at a goal as fail, succeed, then I think you will look at it a lot differently. You'll be more eager to try it, and you won't be afraid when you fail, because you'll know that what you got out of it was there was so much value, because you learned lessons, or you learned something about yourself, or you grew, or you just at least went on an adventure. And who can sneeze at that, right? So I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments if I brought up anything that you'd love me to tap into more. And if you have suggestions about other videos that you'd like me to do, I am all ears. Have a writerly day.